Hello and welcome to this Incisor tutorial on PDFs. In this tutorial, we'll cover the basics of sections, paragraphs, images, text frames, tables, and table cells, all while creating a simple PDF using Incisor. As you can see here, I already have a simple example PDF made here to showcase the API. I'm using a VS Code extension to view the PDF in my editor here. We will not be using the Incisor interface at all in this video, as it is not needed for PDFs. The PDF shown on the right here simply has a header, table, image, and page number footer. Starting off, I'm going to comment out all of this code so we can start from scratch and show how this PDF is made. So the first thing we need to do whenever we want to create a PDF in Incisor is create a PDF instance. And that is simply an object that we can construct using letPDF equals new PDF. This PDF object has attributes such as default font name, default font size, and methods such as add section, define font, and write PDF. First off, we're going to uncomment this last line so the PDF writes and we have a blank canvas for our PDF. Saving and looking to our right, we can see our PDF we generated named test.pdf is now blank, as we haven't added anything just yet. Next up, as I mentioned earlier, PDF objects have a method called add section on them, which simply adds a PDF section to our PDF. These sections can have images, tables, paragraphs, and text frames on them. So uncommenting the section code here and saving, we see nothing changed at all, which makes sense because the section doesn't actually have any content on it yet. As you can see here, sections have numerous attributes and methods on them as well. Be sure to read the Incisor documentation to learn more about these members and methods. In this example, I'm simply going to set the left, right, and top margins to my desired amount, which in this case is 230, 230, and 100 respectively. Next up, let's add some actual content. In this case, we'll start with a header. Uncommenting this code and saving, you can see a header populate on our PDF. As I mentioned earlier, sections have various members on them, with one being a header. Here, we are adding a paragraph to the header portion of the section, setting the text to Incisor PDF example, and making the font bigger and bold. We are also setting the space after attribute on our added paragraph to 500. I'll get back to that in a bit. Now that we have a header in there, we'll add a page number to the footer in a very similar fashion. So uncommenting the next set of code, we can see I add a paragraph object to the current section's footer and call a method on the new paragraph called addPageField. AddPageField simply appends the current PDF page number to the paragraph's text. If I add some text to the paragraph, such as test, you can see the text change to test 1. But we want a page number, so I'm going to remove that text. Next, I want the page number in the bottom right, so I'm going to right justify the paragraph. Now saving, we can see our text move over right. Now that the header and footer are set up, we can move on to some actual content in our PDF. Again, as I mentioned earlier, there are 5 main types of content in Incisor PDFs: paragraphs, images, text frames, tables, and table cells. In this next block of code, we are going to add a text frame, which simply is just an area to place content in. This helps with placement within the PDF and justification. Uncommenting the text frame being added, we can see nothing changed, which is expected as a text frame is just a container for our other objects. I made the text frame size with a width that conforms to the bounds of the section and a height of 300. Next, we'll add a table to the text frame. Uncommenting and saving, you can see the table overlapping with the header we added originally. Clearly, this isn't what we want, so let's uncomment the margins of this text frame. Here you can see I added some top margin to give our text frame some breathing room, as well as some left margin. Next, I call setBorder on the PDF table and set the width to 0.3 to make it smaller. Now that we've added our table, we can now add content to the table and customize the cells to our choosing. Before we do that, however, I want to point out this function I have below called setUpText in first table. This function takes a PDF cell and a string. In the function, the PDF cell's background color is modified and a paragraph is added to the cell with some custom formatting. I'll comment out the custom formatting for now. Going back to the main code portion, you can grab onto individual cells in a PDF table by calling the getCell method on the table, which takes 2 parameters, row and column, which is 0-based. This function simply returns the requested PDF cell. In this case, I'm going to grab the cells in row 0, column 0, row 1, column 0, and finally row 0, column 2, and call the function setUpText in first table on them, setting the strings of those cells to employee name, department, and review period, respectively. Saving and taking a look at our PDF, you can see the table populated with the strings, as well as a gray background color for the PDF cells. Going back to the function I mentioned earlier that we just called on these 3 cells, I want to showcase some other features on the PDF paragraph element in Incisor. In this function, you can see I modify the incoming PDF paragraph space before, space after, left indent, horizontal justification, and underline property. Uncommenting the space before and space after lines, you can see the table cells get a little bigger as the added space makes the area they are occupying much larger. Next up, Let's uncomment the rest. As you can see, the paragraphs changed substantially, but that might have been too quick. Let me just take away this left indent line. The text is now left justified and underlined. The left indent just gives the paragraph some more breathing room from the table borders, so I'll add that back. As a side note, be sure to check out nc.constants.pdf underline types to see different types of underlines for paragraphs in Incisor, as there are numerous options to choose from. Here you can see the underline just does the words for now. Back to our main function, I now want to showcase PDF images in Incisor. PDF images can be added to any section, text frame, or table cell. Images can also be added by way of background image, which can be applied to any PDF section, which is seen in the code here. After I uncomment the code, you can see a background image for our section appear. You can also add normal images to the section as well using the add image function call. And you can do this as many times as you like, as you can see here. PDF generation is very simple yet effective and can be used to dynamically generate various documentations needed for your projects. This concludes our PDF generation tutorial in Incisor. Be sure to check out INCISORDev.com for more tutorial videos, and feel free to leave questions and feedback on Stack Overflow and our subreddit. Have fun creating with Incisor.